Good morning. It seems that at this time of the year, everything is coming together at the same time. We have pumpkins in front of the altar, we have Christmas tree, and we have the tags for a giving tree. Advent will start next week. And in the middle of all of this, we celebrate the feast of Christ the King. It's hard to believe that everything is coming together at the same time. Now, for this feast today of Christ the King of the universe, our gospel reading comes from the fourth gospel, the Gospel of John. Unlike the other three gospels, the Gospel of John is filled with the so-called I am statements, and they reveal something to us about who Jesus is, his identity. Jesus says, I am the shepherd, I am the gate, I am the vine, I am the light, I am the resurrection. I am the way, the truth, and the life. The question of the identity of Jesus, of who he is that the key of today's gospel. Now, in today's gospel, Jesus is back in front of Pilate, it seems again. Pilate is a fascinating character. He clearly is fascinated with Jesus on some level. It is amazing how much time Pilate spends with Jesus in the Gospel of John. More than he needs to. More time than he has to. Yet he does. Pilate was curious about Jesus. Jesus perplexed him. Jesus, on some level, confused him. Probably for a lot of different reasons. But Pilate is clearly searching. He wants to get to know Jesus. So he investigates and asks questions. John tells us, Pilate said to Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Do you say this on your own, or have others told you about me?" And Pilate answered, "I'm not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests handed you over to me. What have you done?" So Pilate is searching, but he's also kind of nervous. He is conflicted. He is in a way caught in between. What to do? He has been out of Praetorium 7 times, running between the people and the prisoner Jesus. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, Pilate is no match for Jesus, and he knows that. In his heart, he knows that Jesus is innocent. His wife had a dream about that. So Pilate knows the truth. But in the end, he washes his hands of any responsibility. He knows what he has to do, and he does not like it. He does not feel good about it. He knows what he has to do and that it is wrong. He's stuck between the truth and the lie. What is interesting as we celebrate this feast of Christ the King is the fact that Jesus never described himself as king during his ministry, at least to my knowledge. Jesus, notice, did not respond to Pilate's question with another I am statement. He did not say, I am the king. But he comes very close when he speaks about his kingdom. At least Pilate seems to think so. John continues, Jesus answered, my kingdom does not belong to this world. If my kingdom belonged to this world, my attendants would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not here. And so Pilate said to him, then you are a king. You get a sense that there is something different about the kingdom Jesus speaks about. It is unlike the kingdoms of this world, but it is in the world. You can't separate it. It is a kingdom of love, peace, life, joy, sight, and truth. Not a kingdom of darkness and hate and revenge and death and violence and lies. Now, at the conclusion of today's gospel, Jesus describes his mission as he answers Pilate. John tells us, Jesus answered, well, you say I am a king. And then he talks about the purpose of his life. And he says this, for this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. You see, unlike Pilate, Jesus is not confused about his purpose. He knows why he came into the world. It is clear to him. Clarity is Jesus' strength. Confusion is Pilate's weakness. Pilate is speaking out of confusion and acting out of confusion. Jesus is speaking out of clarity. Jesus is clear about his purpose, and it is to testify to the truth. Now this, as you know, prompts Pilate to ask one of the most memorable questions in the Bible, not included in today's reading, by the way. And the question is, what is truth? Now, the irony of that question is that As Pilate is asking it, he is looking into the eyes of the truth. He is looking at the truth. A day before, at the Last Supper, in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus said to Thomas, I am the way and the truth and the life. That's the great irony in this encounter. And then Jesus ends with this powerful statement. He says, everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. So Jesus is implicitly, as we celebrate this feast today, the end of the church's year, asking this question of all of us. Do you belong to the truth or not? And this question challenges us to ask another question. What is my relationship with the truth? A powerful question. What is my relationship with the truth? We know truth when we see it. We know it when we are in it. We know it when we walk away from it. And we know it when we walk in it. We know it when we are confused about it. And we know it when we are clear about it. So I would suggest, in conclusion, that the gospel today, and Jesus himself, invites all of us to examine our relationship with the truth and to make it a habit in our lives.
Don't forget to follow St. Patrick's on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And please join us for any of our live stream masses this weekend. Details are below in the description. God bless you.
Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to you. Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to